Hello guys, Redeemed here, so we are now in the Stonewood Manor again, and continuing the Mother's Love.
Well done, Sherry. You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy
Ouch.
you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Touche. Let's check it. Uh, where is it? No, not this. The main hall
Well, I'm
redux.
flattered.
What? What?
We used to take a shortcut down the banisters, much to everyone's annoyance.
Oh yeah, what fun. They had to fix these handrails several times. I wouldn't try it now, Sherry. Tempting though it is.
Sherry and I used to ride down the staircase handrails in the main hall. It was the fastest way down, and the most fun. Mycroft hated it, but he couldn't stop us doing it. Carpenters had to repair the handrails several times. Poor Mycroft. So next, let's check the Mother's Love.
I had a surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona and were eager to show my mother right away. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
What?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase has been broken.
The
No.
vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we
Really?
didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it.
So let's enter our mother's
Their
room.
things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
So we can retrieve all of those. Oh, what a disaster. Well, chess. Let's play some
Look
game.
what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
Oh, really?
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry.
I want
You can leave
to
any time you want.
defend the king with the bishop. That will mate him. And save the king by retreating. You won't checkmate using that tactic, so let's defend.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
Elementary.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object. This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869.
What?
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
It's a drawing of a patient that may seem, or that may have a schizophrenic, right?
Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
So Sherlock's father is away when
Oh, I would love to take a
his
bath
mother
right
is
Not
having
this one.
the illness.
Surface corrosion
or
suggests it was
this
prone to
condition.
extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
What's that scream?
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
Drifted away from reality, yes.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. I'm sorry. Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
No labels. I doubt it ever had one. There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom. Oh, it brings back some memories.
Hypnotherapy? After examining my mother's room, I started remembering a chaotic morning together.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was complete. Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down. We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
Deduction time with
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
every week is a Valentine's Day. Okay, so what's the clue here? Oh, I see this. Mother was troubled that there's something that had upset her at all. Minecraft had to change his suit. The one he was wearing was stained with breakfast. You had to put down the tray with your morning tea. Let's check it. So Minecraft stained his suit. What are you doing? This would be better. Okay. The one that upsets Violet. That could be it as well. Okay, let's do that. And left the plate. So I think this is John and Sherlock. Sherry is in a fetal position, scared. Let's try another one. Nope, definitely not. They're not enjoying that. Okay, let's try to
You're
validate.
not even trying, Sherry.
No,
Concentrate.
this is incorrect. Let's try this.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Hmm. We were creating a scene together, but it seemed as if Sherlock wasn't paying attention. I felt so disheartened. I'm truly sorry. Wait, so if that's... Let's try to change it. This, then this.
I
Oh, I
don't
see.
believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died. My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you... I just don't... Please,
Is he
Sherry, leave it
vanishing?
be.
Just
Right.
breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
And he's trying to remember the reality.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Of course.
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse, what possessed Mycroft to lie about it? There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait, did you hear that?
Yes, metallic salts. What is this sailor doing here?
Wow. A sailor. Nice deduction, Mr. Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
Is it another case?
With whom do I
Greetings.
have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Observe. There's a paint. Pink paint in the hair, painted recently. Old and shabby. No signs of hard physical work. So he's not a true sailor? Hiding something square shaped, left-handed. Sailor artist disguised as a sailor. Well, that's more appropriate. A man dressed as a sailor came to my house. Drop pick of paint. His hair betrayed him as a man who is involved in the art sphere. His hand showed no sign of regular physical. Okay, few artists know my name or where I live, so Vogel best fits the role of the game master. Oh, I see Vogel, the one who we met in the hotel and the cemetery. A sailor came to my house, declaring that he was my new game. His hand showed no signs, no corns. Nope. Artist disguised as a sailor. No doubt.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are
Obviously.
fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the
Could
soul of
be.
an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
My dear Sherlock, as you no doubt have already guessed, I would like to invite you to experience my art exhibition, not only for the purpose of the contemplation of beauty, but in a more general need of your genius. You'll find the gallery at the Caravanserai, at the crossroads of Bazaar Road and Hermes Avenue in Old City. Always your friend, Werner Vogel. The Muse from abroad. Okay, so again, Bazaar Road and Hermes Avenue, Old City. Old City? Yeah. Bazaar Road. Here and Hermes Avenue. Yep. Wait, let's buy something first. Priorities.
Don't be. Merhaba. May your purchase bring you joy.
Eski kitap baby. Is this it? No. Is this the place? Yep. Oh, it's not taking though.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific! I had no doubt you'd put the pieces together. Let us call it an opening gambit before the real game begins.
So,
Right.
this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve.
Is it a form of
A locked
James
area in the
Moriarty,
basement with no windows found
the villain?
brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance.
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no. It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
Oh, I really miss going to museums. Looking at the paintings. A date in a museum. Can I take a picture? Okay, let's just focus something here. Okay, great. Yo, let's go.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry?
Eh? Why almost all paintings should be nude? Is it a form without clothing? True beauty without concealment? But beauty is in the eye of the
Back
beholder,
home,
so
we've got a taxidermist. He's
I
gonna
don't know.
have a heart attack when he
I'm
sees
not an
what I
artist.
bring him.
For documentation. Ooh, what do we have here?
Old, and hasn't been used for a long time. The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame. A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John.
Slightly moved. Hey, you doing okay?
A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane. Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately. Saturn
what's
devouring his sun. A grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow
The
beautiful.
parasites of creativity. Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests.
Shrooms.
Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
Why with a mustache?
Coal fingerprints.
Oh,
I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
so this is the other one.
A Malpalbut. Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
What else do we have?
A simplistic attempt at provocation.
Maybe then this and this.
Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately.
And there's nothing here. Only this painting.
Saturn devouring his son. Oh, grim composition.
Or finish. You're right. Yeah, 2-2. Maybe here. Concentrate, Sherry. What do we need to do? Finish her though. So what else? What am I missing? Oh, this one.
Closed with a metal bolt. Footprints. Size 9.5.
Okay, there we go. Let's go, John. So this is the first. Okay. What's the other one? What are you doing? This is Werner, right? This is the culprit. Wait. Slightly move. Bolted goes behind the inside doors inside that. Sure. I see. So I think this is Werner. Why would... So the culprit must have hidden? Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's validate.
The
Let's
intruder
go.
entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wild's
Why
room.
would you
But
burn a
the
painting?
vandalism was a cover for the theft.
Hmm.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
Extravagant paintings have been left to rot in a basement. A commentary on decay and the crumbling of society, correct?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? It corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway. It matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
Hmm.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
This thief was familiar with the gallery and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My. Your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing
And
from his
scales.
back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back with good news. Or at least with a good story.
Maybe the painting is like damning evidence for the one who destroyed it. Well, I'm now interested with the painting. Vogel said that artist lives somewhere in Old City. Prominent person. So if we're checking with a person, should be here. City Hall. Prominent person. Hmm. The officials? Other? No. What? Prominent official. Let's try occupation. Come on, really? Oh, I'll try the other one first. Occupation. Oh my goodness. Oh, but he doesn't know where exactly. He also mentioned that Mr. Ricker is a prominent person. So the first one, Old City. Subject could be prominent official. Period. Let's try period. No. Come on. Oh, what? There are far more interesting activities than digging through the archives. You could be drinking or exploring. You just help a woman deliver her baby, a little girl. When I returned, Sherlock was exactly where I left him, struggling in archives. Sherlock knows I hate the time spent tediously scanning papers. I am certain he could do it faster. Is he trying to avoid me? Yikes. Wait, it's the correct one, right? Address. You check it on the... Let's try to see the other place. Am I missing something?
Mr. Holmes, I have something for you. Mr. Holmes, I see what you're up to. Mysterious stranger pursues betrothed woman. But please, Let us keep things professional. I have in my possession an envelope containing details of a special assignment for you. Tell me, are you interested?
I
Yes,
believe
why
I
not?
am, but to be very clear, Miss Sertle, my interest extends to the message and not the messenger.
So he claims he's not a gal sneaker, seducing women everywhere he goes. Perhaps the truth is even more scandalous?
Please spare me the speculation and return to the matter at hand.
A gang of smugglers, the Eels, have Codona in their clammy grip. The British Empire can abide it no longer. Mycroft insists they be disbanded. But this organization only falls with the capture of their odious leader, Friedrich Panzer. And note well, I did say capture, not kill. Inside your envelope is a map marked with the Eels' warehouses. But alas, we do not know in which Friedrich Panzer resides.
So even Mycroft has his limits.
Indeed. You must be sure to identify the correct warehouse before entering. Because once one is compromised, the other's occupants will scatter. Here are all the files, and feel free to use the archive too. Again, do not enter the wrong location, nor see any harm done to Friedrich Panzer.
Miss Sertle, if you're quite done
So
with
I
the
only
redundant
have one
instructions,
chance.
I shall get to work.
Well, that's perfect. Tortured hero lashes out after rejected romance. Tomorrow's edition will be a sensation.
Where, where's the evidence? Uh, so let's check if it's here. Really struggling here. Game. Hmm. If prominent means celebrity. District, old city, of course. Wait. Period. Of course, recent. Oh my goodness. The past week has run. Scandal regarding a local so-called artistic higher society. Dance of Decadence. Publishing house line. Let's check the address. Scarlet Street. Hermes Avenue. Olive Street in Old City. At least John will not complain anymore. Oh, what's this? Oh. Hermes Avenue. Scarlet Street. Olive Street. Scarlet Street. Olive Street and Hermes Avenue. So here. Oh. Oh what? No. Is this it?
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, Mum. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at...
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for
Ooh.
residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police.
Oh, I see. So am I gonna disguise myself? And just even short-sighted. So it will be becoming Mercurio. That's why there's a picture. So let's dress up.
Come, come.
Don't. Let's pick something that suits you.
Okay, toggle evidence. Oh, it doesn't show. Okay, never mind. Yep. Oh, no, not buy. Just rent. And the messy hair. No. Yes. Oh, do we have? Sure, why not?
Be careful with what you've taken.
Nice. I can be anyone. Brawl artist saw out, so I hope that she will recognize me as Mercurio. Ooh, dodge. Hello, this is Mercurio.
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah, old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake, how many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago, and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Cow eyes. No. Another murder.
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. A normal kitchen knife. Could be
Could be the murder weapon. Soft
Judging by
torso.
post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags. I wonder where he got that fancy camera. Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
Fork and a knife.
It appears the wine was truly awful.
Yo, nice. I'm going crazy thanks to you, John.
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched. The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon? The blood has dried.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called expressionism.
Red skin, tails on the back.
Oh, is this
Reminds
the
me of
painting?
Werder's description of the stolen painting.
No. Yeah, let's sleep on the floor with the blood on it. Yeah. That's... Oh, I see. So the thief got the knife, and Mercury tried to defend himself. Yep. That's... I hope it's correct, please.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in.
Am I correct? Oh,
Mercurio
I
heard
thought...
him coming.
Oh, I
While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
What? A Mercurius murder wasn't the thief, though. So what do we do next? Let's check the
It's
painting.
time for some chemical magic, John.
Oh. Nice, okay. Chemical analysis. Oh, there's new plus and minus. I see, okay. Let's just change the sign of this. Add some of this, then add some of this. Change sign. Add. Combine. And Well, I should have made this harder. I've managed to erase the blood by using chemicals. It's a still life painting of Mercury's room.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs.
Well, that's an easel. Is this the easel?
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
The one here. There's none.
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here. Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What's the
What were
picture?
you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John.
So it's
It was a violation. The
rape.
girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
Oh, what?
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here.
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
No,
Can you
it
tell
will
me
crush
if
her
anyone
heart
else has recently entered the flat?
if we
Oh.
tell her.
You're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat. And don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
Phew, Sherry, that was close. But you did everything correctly. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
I know. So we'll ask that and we're good. Are the same person?